All right, guys, welcome back to another episode, another week of Nick's Picks. We are moving into week 17. Bobby, phenomenal week last week.
Thank you.
11 points.
Yeah, it was a big week after
11
a
and
bad.
5, that's huge. That's huge.
Me and Andrew had decent weeks, but Bobby still made up 5 points on me and kind of closed the gap a little bit on Mills. All right, so the standings after week 16, Mills is still in the lead with 111. Bobby in second with 101. And then I'm rounding out the back with 91. I am making it a little bit closer. Like it's not
Bobby
bad.
and I last year finished with 96 points each. So I mean, you're in the running to beat that.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's just having a better year this
Yeah,
year.
we were smarter this year.
Yeah,
We watched more football.
that's true.
It's almost like talking about
I'm
football
bigger.
during the season makes you more knowledgeable about football.
Yeah.
It is. It works that
It's
way. I
freaking
feel like.
wild.
It is.
All right, so moving into Thursday night game, Cowboys at Titans. Cowboys favored by 12.5. Malik Willis will be the quarterback again. I'm going to go Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys as well.
I think it's a safe bet. Titans offense just
Not good.
not
Not good without
one
Tannehill.
dimensional without Tannehill, and man, they might not even make the playoffs. It's
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
12 and a half points. I don't like big spreads, but in this one, it's going to happen.
We
Yeah.
have two over 10 spreads, and I think all three of us picked with that spread both times.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we'll get
that's a clean sweep of the Cowboys
Yeah.
from the Garage Talk gang.
yeah.
All right, moving into the Sunday games. Panthers at Bucks. Bucks are favored by 3. Panthers just dominated against the Lions, which is very surprising because the Lions have a high-powered offense.
Right.
The Bucks do not have a high-powered offense. I'm going to give this one to the Panthers.
See, this is a game that I had no idea what to pick because both teams have been so wildly inconsistent. So I'm gonna just the only thing that I can bank on is that it's gonna be an inconsistent game again. And so I'm
You
just
pick tie 0-0.
I'm just going with the Bucks because you know what? Why not? Why not? I have no logic to this one. Both teams have been impossible to predict, and when the Panthers should lose bad, they win good, and when the Bucks should win, they lose. So I don't really know anymore. I'm going with the Bucks. Why not? The Panthers are gonna crash this week, and then they're gonna bounce back next week. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm riding the hot hand. I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving to the next game. Browns at Commies. Commies favored by 1.5. Couple games that are 1.5 spreads this week. I'm going to go Browns money line just because I think they can win this game. And if it's only 1.5, the only way I get screwed out of it is if the Browns lose by 1, which that's not going to happen.
I'm going to go commies on this.
Carson Wentz is the starting quarterback, by the way.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, you know what? I'm going commies.
I'm going to
anyways.
go commies. I believe in
The
them.
Browns, Deshaun Watson sucks this year.
Yeah.
As expected. You know, he's not able to get his legs loosened up with a massage anymore. So
He
the
does it
pervert
himself.
sucks. What a shock. I'm
Yeah.
going with the commies.
Yep, I'm going commies as well.
All right, so me Browns money line. These two guys, the Commies. All right, next game, Saints at Eagles. Eagles favored by 6. Eagles, I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to play. I hope he
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
play.
Saints are just that bad. I'm going with the Eagles as
The Eagles
well.
defense is good, and the Taysom Hill Andy Dalton combo has not worked out well.
And they duked it out with the Cowboys with Gardner Minshew as well. So I'm rolling with the Eagles on this one.
Yeah, I think that with Gardner Minshew, the Eagles still will be able to.
Win by at
Yeah.
least by 6 or more.
Yeah.
All right, next game, Cardinals at Falcons. Falcons favored by 3. I'm going to roll with the Falcons. Desmond Ritter, Cordell Patterson, Drake London.
Trace
Kyle Pitts.
McSorley is going to be playing in this game.
He played last game, too.
No, I know. I don't know what to make of this game. Now, I'm going with the Falcons. However, when I read the doc, I read it as Cardinals favored. So that I would change it, but screw it. You know, I don't want to get any flack for that. So I'm going to I'm going to have to commit to the Falcons favored by 3,
yeah,
which is not what I thought. I thought it was Cardinals.
I
favored.
read it as Falcons favored by 3, which is what it
Yeah.
was. So I'm just going to say it's a
I know.
close game. So I'm just going to give it to the Cardinals that
Okay.
it will be a close game and it will not be very offense.
No, it's
Are
going to
you
be a
saying there's a
dud.
conspiracy that did Bobby first type in Cardinals favored by 3, and then after you made your pick, you changed it? Maybe.
No, it was Falcons the whole entire time.
No, I believe you. I think I just had the preconceived notion in my head that the Cardinals were going to be favored. And so I didn't even bother to fully read it. I just saw by 3. I was like,
You were
Sure,
doing-
Falcons can cover that.
Andrew was doing the skim reading where you skip a line.
Yeah, I spark noted the doc, so we
All
left
right.
that part out.
Next game, Jags at Texans. Jags favored by 4.5. This is the first time I will be picking against the Texans in 5 weeks,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna roll with the Jags this week.
I'm going with the Jags.
I'm hoping they lose.
Same.
But-
Taking the Jags, but rooting for the Texans to win because if the Texans win, Bears get the first overall pick.
It's true.
Assuming that the Bears don't win any more games,
Yeah.
which better not happen. So yeah, I'm taking the Texans. However, I will be more than okay with being wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Jags got this one.
Yeah,
Especially
clean,
by
once again,
4.5.
clean sweep for the Jags from the Garage Talk game.
Yeah.
All right, moving in. Bears at Lions. Lions favored by 5.5. I want to say that hopefully an indoor weather-controlled area is going to help the Bears, but after last week, I'm low on the Bears. I'm back to being low on the Bears. I'm going to say Lions covered by at least 7.
I think this game's going to be close. It's going to be indoor, which means Justin Fields, the running game, is going to be able to get going for the Bears. I don't think the Bears are going to win this game, but 5.5 points, I feel this is going to be like a field goal game. So I'm going with the Bears to cover. I don't expect them to win. They better not win.
Yep. I agree. I think they could cover this.
Yes.
It's going to be a close game.
All right, next game, Dolphins at Pats. Pats favored by 3. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be making the start. I'm still going to go with Dolphins. They have such a high-powered offense that if it was Skylar Thompson, I'd probably pick Pats. But Teddy Bridgewater's a proven NFL quarterback. I think he's going to be good enough. The run game's going to be very much in a factor with how cold it's going to be, most likely in New England. So, go Dolphins.
I'm going with the Patriots on this one. I just feel like cold weather game going to play up for what New England plays in that more consistently. Teddy Bridgewater's coming off the bench. I got nothing against him, but that's a question mark. You don't know for certain what kind of game you're getting out of your backup quarterback. Now you're more comfortable with Teddy Bridgewater, but a 3-point spread is small, and I think that the defense that they have in New England is going to be good enough to really keep it from like making sure the offense can cover that spread, basically.
I think I got to go Dolphins here.
Nah.
I think they could do it.
Nice.
All right. Broncos at Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 12.5. I'm going to go Chiefs. Broncos got absolutely embarrassed by the Rams with Baker Mayfield. And Patrick Mahomes has proved that he is him this year. So,
Mahomes will probably win MVP, most likely.
yeah.
Well, Joe Burrow's got a shot at it too.
Yeah, no, Joe. There's other guys that have a shot, but I'm taking the Chiefs as well. I get the matchup this game was close when they played a couple weeks ago. It was 34-28. But you fired Nathaniel Hackett. Your interim head coach is your clock management specialist. Wild, never heard of that before.
Me
Not the
neither.
position, but that guy being your interim. I just don't think there's going to be much continuity, much working with the Broncos going into this matchup, and it's not a team you want to go into as a massive you don't want to face the Chiefs when your organization's a mess.
Especially when they're playing for something.
Yeah, Chiefs are playing for that number 1 seed. They want to leave no doubt. They got to keep winning games, especially with the matchup that the Bills have this week as well. They need to win. So yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. 12.5 points is big, but I feel like they can blow the crap out of the Broncos.
I agree. I think it's going to be.
Another clean sweep for the
We actually have a lot.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot of those. Which
All right.
actually, to our next game,
Colts and at Giants. Giants favored by 5.5. Give me the Giants.
Giants. Colts ain't it, man.
Not
They
much to
stink.
say.
Watching the Chargers defense go off, Kayvon Thibodeau is going to have a game.
Nick Foles is probably playing again. It's over.
Yep, it's over.
He's
man.
about as mobile as a board in mud. So
Yeah, dude. He was just a skeleton or a scarecrow back there. man.
Statue.
Yeah, statue.
third time we got you there.
All right, next game. Jets at Seahawks. Jets favored by 1.5. Mike White is cleared to play, as Bobby pointed out in the weekly episode. I'm going to go with Jets. I think they're going to win by 30 points. I think it's going to be a last-second field goal that's going to be made. And I think the Jets are going to win.
I'm going to take the Seahawks here. I think they're going to get back in the win column. I'm money lining them actually. 1.5 points. Mike White, he is coming back, but he has a losing record. Like I said in our podcast episode this week, I think a lot of his production's superficial. And I don't mean that like in a negative way against the dude. It's just like it's not translating to wins. So in that case, it is superficial. So I like the Seahawks getting back in the win column. Kenneth Walker III should be fully back now as well.
Yep.
So why not at home in Seattle as well? Crowd could be a factor. Give me the Seahawks money line.
12th man.
Yep.
12th man.
I think the Seahawks could do it. Jets ain't playing
So
good.
you're taking the Seahawks.
I'm taking Seahawks.
Cool.
Yep. Not money line though, but
All right, 49ers at Raiders. 49ers favored by 10. I'm gonna continue to roll with the 49ers. Brock Purdy has proved that he is
I'm
not-
Brock rocking right now.
He's
as
not a
well.
hindrance. That offense,
No, he
really,
works.
all you have to do is just not throw picks.
Distribute.
And get the ball to Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. And guess what? You're probably going to win games. So I'm going to keep rolling with them.
true. 49ers are a monster of a team.
Yeah.
and they
The 49ers might be the biggest threat in the NFC that we're not talking about.
Yep.
And you're on your third string quarterback. And you're still favored by 10 points.
Just proves how good Shanahan is as a coach as well. Like his system and stuff. I'm another clean sweep here. We're all going 49ers.
Yep.
All right. Vikings at Packers. Packers favored by 3. I think it's weird that the Vikings kind of keep getting cut under with some of these favorites. Like I can see this. This should be a 1.5 favorite for the Vikings if it's going to be that close.
Yeah.
So I think the Vikings will. I think the Vikings are going to win, not just cover, but I think they're going to win.
I'm taking the Vikings as well. Packers have put together a couple good games. They looked good on Christmas Day against the Dolphins, but you also had concussed Tua come in. Like it was one of the. They had a good game in Miami when the elements were in their favor. You know what I mean? It's going to probably be cold, and they play in that, which good for them. You know, Minnesota plays in a dome, but Minnesota's not a stranger to cold weather. Yeah. So I'm taking the Vikings. I think they'll cover at the very least, but they're also trying to play to maintain that number 2 spot, possibly 1, depending on what happens with the Eagles these last 2 weeks. But they're playing to maintain that number 2 spot over the 49ers. They have something on the line. They're going to bring their A game, and I'm going to roll with them.
Give me Packers, man. They've been playing good.
Bobby loves rolling with the Packers.
Until
they
haven't
makes sense to roll with the Packers, then he flips the other.
And they haven't done me wrong in the last couple of weeks, so I'm going to keep riding with them.
That's fair.
Good point. All right, Rams at Chargers. Chargers favored by 6.5. The Rams had a great game against the Broncos, but the problem is they were playing the Broncos. The Chargers are coming off one of the hottest defensive games they've played all year, and they just clinched a playoff berth. I think they're going to be riding high. Momentum's going to be in their favor. I think they're going to cover.
Me too.
I like the Chargers as well.
Yeah, they're just a good team all around, and that defense is really.
Yeah, their defense is really good.
Yeah.
They have that just him, Herbert.
Last clean sweep of the week.
Yes, another clean sweep.
But we got 2 more, which we have differences on. All right. Steelers at Ravens. Ravens favored by 2.5. I think Lamar has been cleared to play. I don't know if he's actually going to play or not. I don't think they've clinched a playoff spot yet. I think one more win and they clinch it. I think it's all in their hands.
I think it's like a win and then someone has to lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think the Ravens just, even with, I said it a couple weeks ago, even with Huntley, I just think they're still dangerous of a team, and I feel like the Steelers just are not this year. I hope Tomlin gets to that 9-8 record, so he always has a winning record, or at least 500.
It involves him going through the Ravens.
Yeah,
and the Bengals.
And the Bengals.
So
that's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough for him.
I
picked the Ravens to cover, but if they lose, I'll be happy for Tomlin.
I'm going with the Steelers. I think Kenny Pickett is settling in it. I mean, he's having a rookie quarterback kind of season, you know.
Yeah.
But excuse me, ow. Bobby talking.
He's ebbing and flowing right now.
I'm going to take the Steelers. Their offense has been getting way more production lately, and you know what? I think they could beat the Bengals or the Ravens, especially if Lamar Jackson's not playing.
Yeah, but what I was going to say, after watching that 2-minute drive that Kenny Pickett put together with the Steelers on Saturday night against the Raiders, that showed what kind of quarterback he can be in the NFL. And so I think they're going to just kind of build off of that. That's momentum going into these last 2 weeks and the offseason. I think they're going to come out flying against the Ravens.
The Ravens. All right. Monday Night Football. Bills at Bengals. Bills favored by 1.5. I'm going to go with the Bills. They're still playing for stuff. They're still trying to beat.
They have to
Kansas
win.
City Chiefs for that number 1 spot. Then to me, I'm worried about the first half because I think the Bengals might jump out because the Bills just played the Bears, where their secondary had to do absolutely nothing all game. Now you got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be an interesting first half. But as long as they can weather that first half, I don't think there's any way that the Bills don't win by at least 2 points.
Andrew Houday?
Bobby, you say it for once. You always hit me with this.
Gonna beat them Bengals. All right. I'm taking Bengals money line. I got faith in Joe Burrow.
I'm
it
rolling
done.
with the Bengals as well.
They almost lost to the Patriots.
That was a bad second half. They'll come
It
back.
happens.
They'll adjust.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah.
A
Nick.
bad second half against the Patriots secondary. Imagine that
The
against
Patriots have a
Bills
solid
secondary.
defense. though.
Also, it was cold
not
there
against the
too.
Bills.
So
No, but it's
I'm
not going to
taking,
be cold in Cincinnati.
I'm
It could be
taking
cold there.
the Bengals. Josh Allen has just been really struggling lately
Yep.
at playing quarterback. I don't know what's going on. He's forcing a lot. I think he's gonna in the first half. I think he's gonna put his defense in some tough spots. And with, like you said, coming off a week against the Bears, where there's really no threat in the passing game, you're going up against what I think is the best receiving core in the NFL as well.
I think it has to be. I don't think
So-
there's any question in that.
And you have a really good quarterback in Joe Burrow who can pick you apart. Joe Burrow's just really good at that. I'm rolling with the Bengals. I think it'll be a close. I think this will be a good game. This might be the game. This is the game of the week in my opinion.
yeah,
Um,
it's a good Monday night game. Finally.
yeah. So I'm taking the Bengals in that one. 1.5 point spread, basically who I think will win, and I think it'll be the Bengals, which will suck for the Bills because they can't afford to lose.
Yeah, they can't. But I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think a lot of good games this week. A lot of interesting things that can happen and shake up for the last week of the season. Hopefully,
Biggest one.
I can shorten the gap to Bobby, so I have a chance to not get last place.
And hopefully Bobby stops having these 11-point weeks against me.
But it's very
Yeah.
interesting. There's a 10-point gap between each place.
Yeah.
So Bobby needs to make up ground on Mills. I need to make up ground on Bobby. And as long as I get 5 points in the next 2 weeks, I at least tied their totals from last year. So technically, I'm still on pace.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, you're looking okay.
No one's gonna call me a scrub like Bobby was most of last year, even though I
Yeah,
was,
Bobby was just waiting for your collapse and it never came.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never came, man. You were just riding high.
But that's gonna do it for Nick's picks for week 17. We will see you guys next week for week 18. Have a good rest of your year. We'll see you next year.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys. Tune into our latest episode as well. Thanks for listening.
See ya.